Hello, welcome to the first video on my channel on my recent acquisition, a 2002 Alfa Romeo 156 2.5 V6. Excuse the quality of this video, it's my first one, and also excuse the quality of the car. It's incredibly dirty because I picked it up a couple of weeks ago. I've been on holiday for a couple of weeks and I haven't really done anything with it. So, a bit more about the car. Why have I got it, how much did I pay for it, that sort of stuff. So I've got another Alfa, a 159, the TBI version with the 4-cylinder turbo petrol, and that's my second Alfa. I had a Juliet before that. Always sort of fancied having a Busso, never really knew what to get, and also they're not really affordable, let's say, with most of them being £5 plus when you talk about the GTV and the Spider and the like. So I was on a bike ride and I literally just came around the corner, went, oh look, there's an Alfa. Ah, it's for sale. Oh no, it's a 2.5 V6. Helped that it was a sport wagon as well, because I've been wanting, I wanted a sensible diesel estate because I like to go camping, and sometimes, you know, I thought I could sleep in the back of it, that sort of stuff. But instead I went for a 20 mpg on a good day V6 that's 20 years old with 123,000 miles on it. But so far so good. Had a bit of a rough idle when I first got it. As you can hear the fans going a little bit. Like I said, it is very rough around the edges. I paid £2,000 for it, which, looking at the market, may have been a bit much, but you know, I bought on an impulse, which is always the best way to buy a car, right? Probably not. Anyway, let's have a look under the hood, shall we? So it just had a new cam belt when I was away, as well as a water pump, because it had a rough idle when I got it, which apparently was due to it being timed incorrectly. However, has still got a bit of a rough idle, which, should I be worried about? Not sure. Anyway, put a new battery on it when I got it, because I was having they had minor electrical issues, as every good Alfa Romeo should have. But that seemed to sort out some of them. Not all of them, but I'll go into that a bit later. Here's the power plant. Looks quite nice. Look, I've got 6 chrome pipes. Yes, like that. Radiator's doing its thing there. Yeah, so it's beautiful. It needs some help. I'd like to get it all, you know, sandblasted or whatever. Clean up those tips, make that look a bit nicer. You can see the cam covers held on with a bit of duct tape there. Fantastic quality workmanship. Here is the washer fluid thing. Hasn't got a lid on that either, but let's not worry about that. Not really checked out the rust either. Probably should have, but I'm just doing one of those hope it doesn't have it moments. Bonnet doesn't like shutting particularly well, I'll be honest. I thought that when it was in for the garage they might have greased that up, but see, yeah. Anyway, this video is a train wreck. So's the car, so it matches. Alloys could do with the refurb. The seals coming off in places, which is quite common with these, so I need to re-stick those and then put some wood up against it and a brick wall in order to, you know, make sure that sticks. It could do with a paint on the rear spoiler there and the rear bumper. Could also do with a new number plate and badge, I reckon. The exhaust is stock, although it has been redone a couple of years ago because of rust. I know, don't mention the big R word. Doesn't matter as long as you can just see those chrome letters there. Makes it all better, right? The windscreen, I've noticed, I was going to say a bit shit, but then again, looking at that, it's barely hanging on in there, so that would actually explain why it doesn't seem to make much contact with the window. There we go, I've done something to that, probably broken it further. Interior. So the interior is quite nice. Apparently it's the non-facelifted exterior with the facelifted interior, which is probably what you want. I mean, I prefer the look, makes it more unique, the look of the pre-facelift. Also the post-facelift sort of looks a bit like a 159, which I've already got. So I like the look. I heard someone once describe Alfa Romeo as charmingly ugly, which I thought suits it perfectly, and myself. Right, so gear knob, yeah, it's seen better days. It's not quite got that, spring's a bit fucked. This bit of trim here, I was testing it. First I got it, I thought, oh, I'll drive it to work and back, because I'm a tradesman, so I thought I'll drive it to work. and meet my co-worker there. He's got the van, and I got stuck that day for 2 hours in traffic. So fortunately I found out the car doesn't overheat, so I count that as a win. This bit of trim was connected here and minorly sticking into my leg, so I just ripped it off thinking, oh, I'll just get a new centre console bit. It looked a bit tired anyway, and it was broken anyway, so I thought, get a new bit. However, on further inspection, it does appear that it's quite difficult to find parts for the 156, with it being 20 years old. So I've not actually looked, to be fair, but that could prove more difficult than I thought. It's got the OEM radio with the Bose sound system. I can't operate the boot by the bonnet thing. It doesn't seem to. Some of these swivel. This one doesn't seem to. It's got a nice load cover that goes like that, and goes. No, I can't do it with one hand, but that back also comes up for like a dog style gate. It's got the Bose sound system by default. However, this is where those lovely electrical issues I hinted at earlier come into play. Only the rear door speakers work in this car, and the subwoofer. However, in order to get Bluetooth on my phone, I had to bypass the subwoofer in the back of the radio. So currently only the rear door speakers work. The tweeters in the doors and the speakers in the doors don't work. So that's one of the issues I've had to deal with. However, I've probably said however about 20 times in this video. That's how I justify it to myself. I'm not too worried, because with it being a 2.5 V6, it does sound absolutely beautiful, and all I do is pretty much drive around in second and third like a yobbo, pretending anyone cares. Dials all work, they're quite nice. Likes to sit just above 90, unless you tap it, it goes down a bit. Fuel gauge, that really doesn't like staying at full. That could be a fault, I'm not sure. It just seems to fucking fall straight down to 0 again. Cigarette lighter works. Other than that, I mean, it's very nice. I don't know how well the audio is going to pick up the sound of the car and the engine, but I'll give it a quick. So there we go. Hopefully that picked it up nicely. This screen up here, these are notorious for going wrong, because the sun gets on this unit here and the pixels start going it all overheats. Apparently in the cooler weather and in the aircon, it seems to come alive with some digits. But it's great fun when it beeps and you have no idea why it's beeping at you. It's also quite nice not to know the MPG you get on the screen, because, I mean, so far, you can see here, we're at 126 miles on this trip, and we're halfway through the tank, and I like to fill up probably before the light comes on. I like to do that, and I'm using V-Power because, you know, E10 fuel, and it's also V6, and it currently costs well over £2 a litre, so that's deep joy. But it's okay, because my other car gets 22 mile per gallon, so that really makes it up. Yeah, so that is the wrap up for my Alfa Romeo 156 station wagon. It's a very nice car. Like I said, I've got some plans for it. I mean, first things first is probably clean it. Second of all, get those 2 panels sprayed, because they need to be done. Get the skirts sorted out, get those stuck back on. I'm gonna get these refurbed in probably a bit more of a metallic grey, sort of a bit like the... Oh, I've got no reference point. I know what the colour looks like. I'll keep you posted, and get new middle bits for it as well. Rust, the big R word, I don't know how much there is on it. I went to one of the Alfa meets at my local Essex branch, and he said that the sills, he said in the middle you've got some drainage bits, which he said looked okay. And I will take okay. Tiny bit of rust down here, and a little bit under the sills, but mostly seems okay. Oh yes, and it's got a wishbone, not a wishbone, it's got a problem with the CV joints. The guy who sold it to me, obviously don't know how much you can trust off the people who sold it to you. However, he said that it just needs a good clean out, or a new one. I mean, I don't think they're too dear. We're talking about Alfa ownership here, it all gets a little bit dear and a little bit ridiculous. But yeah, so stay tuned on my channel for more updates about this car, and I'll also do another video on my 159. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, and take care.